Yep, we are good to go.
Here we go.
Alright, so we're doing Silverstone? Cool. So it's gonna be a short qualifying and a 25%? Alright, cool.
Yep. Had we had some more drivers, I would have been all up for doing full quali.
Yeah. I will do this one for now. Maybe before first race we could actually get more, so we probably could try that one too.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to figure out how to edit the video to take up unnecessary. Looks like we still got everybody coming up on the pit here. Who's gonna be the first one?
I'm just okay. I think we're good now. I was just editing something on the stream, so alright. Alright, let's see what's up. Anyone out on track as yet? Not as yet.
Nobody is on track yet. I'm working on trying to get the link from my stream to the Discord.
Oh yeah, I'll send my link in as well before.
Burning the clock down with this sitting in the pits. I guess everybody's trying to get their setups done, checking out the weather for the race. I'm actually kind of curious of myself. Unfortunately, I don't think they give us that option in this spectator menu, do they?
No, we don't really get to actually view that. So usually when we do it, we usually get that information coming from the drivers as to whether we're having a wet race or not. It'll be interesting to see a wet race at Silverstone though.
Yes, that it would be. That it would be. Especially when it comes around to the S's. I'm hearing a car fire up. Well, what do we got coming out first here?
Looks like a Red Bull getting out. Yeah, it is.
Oh, another car just started.
Alright, so that was Jonathan getting out on track first.
Second, we got a Ferrari coming out. Either Alkaline or Blazed. Looks like it's Alkaline. That man fought his tail off last night. Actually got his wing taken out by an AI. He was about to get a podium finish.
Oh man, that sucks.
4th or 5th place, man. It was rough. AI braked earlier than he expected.
I can still remember the race we had with the AIs the other night. It was horrible. Daniel Ricciardo kept getting in my way. I mean, I've noticed that actually the AI in this game is actually quite more aggressive than from F1 2019, if you have to compare it. In terms of, for me personally, I would say, they've made it a little more aggressive.
They don't seem to stick to the line as much. However, they seem to, their braking zones are just nasty.
Yeah, that is true.
You cannot seem to predict it. Maybe it's just the game just came out and it's yet. It looks like we got Chevy just
Yep, so we got quite a few guys out on track now. I'm just checking a setting of mine just for a second here, Bowtie, because I think my game setting volume might be too loud for this. Let's see what's happening. Okay. Just
nice full throttle. So, what are your thoughts on Silverstone? Is it a track you like? Do you enjoy it?
Actually, I will be honest. At first, I didn't too much like Silverstone, but after a while, I got to actually really enjoy driving here because it it actually proves to provide some challenging racing, a lot of overtaking opportunities, some good straights, you know. But I really like the
Yep.
turns that they have. I mean that I think I forgot the name of that chicane that they have, the double S chicane.
That is one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
so much interesting to see how drivers usually attempt to go through that.
Now, do you drive with an automatic gearbox or are you a manual?
I'm actually still on auto. I'm trying to learn the manual, but it's so tricky to learn it on the controller. Hopefully, when I get a
Yes, it
wheel, it'll
is.
be much easier.
It's kind of hard to start adding extra buttons when you're already limited to begin with. Oh, is
Yeah,
somebody
I
went off
know.
track? Let's see, lap data, track map. He did not invalidate. Good to see. Oh, and we do have Chevy out on the track for qualifying. That is really good to see. So it looks like we have a field of 11 drivers. We got Chevrolet made, the Outline Rage, one of our stewards, T-Pound, Blazed, another steward, Jonathan Junk. Then we've got Todd, Big and the Joe, Beefy, Black Stig, Morphus, and I'm sorry, this guy's gonna have to tell me how to say his name. I think it's Shazana?
It's
How do
one
you
of the
read
things
that?
I have the most trouble with sometimes getting driver's name correct. But usually we're gonna try and get that correct before our first official session anyway. But drivers will forgive us if we do call your PSN name incorrectly. So we have some times being posted now. We got Jonathan on top of the board with a 126.5.
Well done by Jonathan. It
Pretty
was nice
good.
to see him sitting up there.
Alkaline is right behind him though with a
He's a
129.8. Just a few seconds off there though, but he'll surely improve on that.
Yeah, he kept pulling the fastest lap from the back last night. It was quite nice to watch. And we got Trevor. It looks T-Con. It looks like he invalidated his lap. There's another invalidated lap down there in 11th as well. Oh, now we got people putting up times. Dunk is still holding down first. Todd with a 126.8, just 3/10, a little less than 3/10 behind Dunk.
That's pretty good, pretty close to Jonathan there. But I do find about it is pretty easy to cut the track and just invalidate your lap in this game. Yeah, I found it
Oh,
to be just so much
absolutely.
more tricky.
It's like even if you just get a millimeter of your tire off the track, they'll invalidate you for it, or they'll
Yeah.
give you a warning in a race time.
Any session I'm doing, I just try to be so careful to avoid try to use. I do try to use most of the track that I can, but sometimes you just want to try and be careful not to invalidate.
Yes, yes.
Oh, we got BP
Oh,
just took
FIFA
P1. Yeah, 126.3, pretty
126.
good.
Yep, just a little over 2/10 Dunker behind. Let's check out Jigga Joe. Looks like he's on his outlap right now.
No, Jigama Joe, I think there's a new driver in terms of for me to have a look at him racing. Have you seen him racing before?
No, that makes the two of us. I think that this is the first one for me too, and I think he's running a manual gearbox. It looks like he was dropping down a little bit too soon. Kind of
Yeah, it is
playing with it.
actually
Yep.
it's sometimes pretty easy to tell listening from our end from the sounds of the engine how they gear down. So usually because I usually compare it to me doing auto gears, so you know how fast it gears down compared to when they're actually using manual.
Oh, Trevor just got it. T-Pound just got himself a 5-place grid penalty for an incident.
Oh man, now
I'm
that
wondering where that happened. Trevor just pulled into the pit. Oh, it looks like it might have been a pit incident. Um, we got Foz down in the pits as well as T-Pound. Ouch.
that's gonna hurt him definitely for the race. I mean, there's
I'm
only
sure
11.
Trevor.
Yeah, there's only me 11 drivers on track, so he's gonna have to go pretty high up in the list just still get 5 places down.
Yep.
So quite a few drivers here I'm very familiar with from the league. I know T-Pound, I've seen him drive a lot of times. I've seen FIFA Beefy drive quite a few times as well. Jonathan, I've seen him a lot on track, Alkaline. So just a few drivers here are new for me. Just interesting to see how well they do this evening though in this race.
Yeah, it's nice to kind of mix up. I think we got two different tiers driving in this one race. It's not just tier one. Going back and looking at the drivers list for tier one, it looks like we got a bunch of fast drivers. I can say I'm pretty glad to be driving with you down in tier two. We're gonna have some fun commentating tier one.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty fun racing with you because I've noticed I'm matching your time, so it's pretty inspiring to know that I'm actually maybe I can challenge you in the race, but let's see how that goes. I'm not the best of
Oh, I'm
drivers,
looking
but
forward to it.
I'm getting better even in practice and the career mode and the time trial. It's getting pretty good going. I do like the new game so much better. It's actually a lot different on some of the tracks. Spain, for example, I used to hate that track, and now I can actually take the corners pretty well on this game.
Yeah, the cars seem to be quite, I guess you could say, grounded. Maybe they've got a
Yeah,
little bit more downforce to them. They don't seem to be so slippery.
that is true.
As far as 2019 goes. Now, I started off on a pad, and quite frankly, I kept trying to fight my way to match with most of the guys that are in Tier 1, and by the end of the day, come race day, I'd have a big old callus on my thumb, and I couldn't use my thumb. So I said, you know what, I'm going to a wheel if I'm going to sit and race as much.
But
And,
like I actually know what you mean by that. But yeah, it usually happens when you spend so many hours on the pads. It happens that way.
it didn't really help me out much, but I'm a lot more comfortable, and I enjoy the experience and the immersiveness of I don't know if immersiveness is a word of sitting in a rig.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be pretty awesome to have a race to drive on this game, though. But I gotta say, comparing the paths to what I started on PC actually with F1 games.
Oh, okay.
So using those four arrow keys, it wasn't easy on your fingers as well, man. It usually kills you out, especially because I used to do the 100% races, and then I do all the practice sessions, the qualifying and the race all in one. So I'll be quite a few hours. I'll be going at it. So by the end of that, you're barely able to move at least three of your fingers, because you're braking and turning all the time. Oh, it's usually harsh. Yeah.
You don't have the finesse, and I think that's what one of the things that drove me to getting a wheel. However, I seem to be kicking myself in the tail getting a wheel. You
Yeah.
go back and you look at time trials, and most of the folks that I know that are on pads are totally stomping me on time trials, and I'm just chasing to try to catch up with them, just to get that few extra maybe tenths.
Yeah, I surely knew what you
Try to
mean
match
there,
it.
but actually what I've noticed too, sometimes the setups, even if you borrow someone's setup from the time trial, it doesn't always fare to be too well in a race because they set the setup in a way that it's good for the fastest lap, but in terms of tire management in a race, you have to also consider that going with the
Absolutely.
strategy, yeah. Because I noticed some of the
Uh,
setups actually they eat the tires away so fast that you would expect them go maybe soft me go 12, 13 laps, but instead they go just about 9, and you're already at like about 70% wear.
yep. I quit kind of taking those. I typically get my what is it? F1 setups is where I get my setups from. I've tried the Real Sport 101 ones as well. Um, they just, I don't know. I think it's more of a baseline setup.
I think so too because I've tried that one as well. It doesn't work too well for me. It depends. Sometimes I just use a setup from somewhere. Maybe I borrow one of the league guys setups, but I usually still have to adjust it just a little bit
Yep.
to actually suit the way I drive. Because remember, I'm driving manual, driving auto gear, sorry, not manual. And a lot of these guys are driving manual, so their setup works perfectly for them, but it would not work the same for me.
As you say this, I'm used to driving on this wheel, and I've been doing it so for several months. I went to my nephew's house. I got him F1 2019, and I picked up his pad, and he wanted a new livery for his car, so told him that he needed to do rank.
Yeah.
Um, and I watched him try to do a rank lobby, and it didn't go so well for him. So I was like, okay, this is probably going to be really disgusting and nasty, but I'll try to do it because I haven't been on a pad in a while. I was fighting for first place at Spa, and internet dropped. And I was like, really? I just dumped all this money into a rig and wheel and all this, and I'm faster on 2019 in a with a pad? This is disgusting.
Yeah, I know. So just T-Pound, and I really don't know how to call this guy's name as yet. I think
Let's
you
call
give it
him
a...
Fiat. Cause man,
Oh,
I'm struggling with it. I feel tongue-tied.
I know. It's like my brain is just wrapping itself around, just trying to figure out how to call it, you know. But so just
Let's
him and
call him
T-Pound.
Fizz for now.
Yeah, let's go with Fizz. Hopefully he's not offended by that, but he'll understand. We're just trying to get the names down, but we'll get this down perfectly for the round one session we're gonna have coming up pretty soon. And just remind me correctly, the date is August the 2nd, I think it is.
Let me pull out my phone. It's not this weekend, but next Sunday.
Yeah, I
This
think
would
it's
be.
August 2nd, but let's just confirm that as we're on it right now. We're just about
Yes, sir. It is August 2nd.
Okay, perfect. So August 2nd is going to be round one at Australia. We're going in order for these tracks, right? Correctly?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. It's going to be great to see the first race. Let's see who's going to be, you know, gunning for the big points here. I mean, Australia is a bit of a technical track too. Not easy. I think it's on medium difficulty. When you look at the difficulties for the track on the game, I'm not sure, but it's not always that easy to get around so many
No.
turns.
You got so many hard braking zones. That's the issue that I have. I've been running time trials trying to improve my time and figuring out the trail braking, and it's not work. Oh, we got Jigama Joe just took Beefy
Oh man,
off a pole. Jigama Joe will have provisional pole as of now.
that's
with
a
minute
pretty good time.
46 left. Yes.
And we got
That
Jonathan
top
going
three's looking
outlap
pretty
right
good.
now. Yep. I think this race
I'm
is
sure
gonna
he's
have a pretty good fight for P1. But we got T-Pang out of the session. He did not get to make any lap time as yet. He didn't get to make a time. I saw him go off track. I'm not sure what happened exactly, but he's out of the session. So he'll be starting in 11th.
Retired.
Yeah, probably retired from it.
Maybe he's gonna do the back to front.
Yeah, he would love to do that and get driver of the day, knowing T-Pang.
Yep. And he's a pretty
Yeah, he-
modified driver.
Yeah, he's a pretty good driver. He's pretty clean. He's very good with overtakes from what I've seen from him from the league so far. Because the first race I did with you guys when I streamed was Monaco, and
Yes,
that was
sir.
one of the most interesting races I saw. We had some serious issues at the start of the race that we had to do a restart because the game just glitched out on everyone. Everyone was just going into walls and not even controlling the car, so we had to do a restart. But it was really a good race. I look back at that race sometimes when when I'm bored. I go back and I just check previous races of stream. It's what I do sometimes. But it was a really good race for the first one. Yeah. T-Bang was actually the guy first guy that I got connected to with this league. When they were looking for someone to stream. And I said, I'll give it a go. I'm not sure about the commentary. I've never done it before, but I'll give it a go and let's see what happens. Anyway, I'm still here. I'm surprised by that. But it's really fun
No,
streaming the races.
Yeah, we've enjoyed having you, and last night was my first time streaming,
Yep.
and man, I had a blast doing the commentating for it.
Yeah, it's actually pretty fun. I was listening to you last night as well. You did pretty well with it, I gotta say. It was pretty nice listening to you doing it. But I think we're gonna have a lot of fun doing it together. It should be some good races. We'll get to stream.
Yeah, you and I will be able to bounce off each other. I
Yeah.
plan on digging up some track facts and figuring out what these names for these turns are. It's kind of actually embarrassing. I haven't been watching F1 too long.
Yeah, I
How long
know.
have you been
It's the
an
same
F1
for me,
fan?
man. I'm not sure of all the turns. Some of the turns on some tracks, it's so popular that you would know it. But some of them, I'm not really too familiar with them. Because I'm trying to learn the track just a little bit better. So, when the guys are going around, so we had an incident on at turn 11 or whatever, it's not
Yeah.
always so easy to call it if you don't know it.
How long have you been following F1 for?
I've been following F1. Let's see now. I gotta say, since I was in high school actually, but I never got to watch a lot of the races from where I grew up. So whenever it does show on television, I get to watch some of the races. Back then, you used to have Michael Schumacher, and those guys were racing. So it was
Okay.
fun to watch those races. I don't know, but I remember the first race I watched. It was Michael Schumacher in that race, and I don't know, something just attracted me to the F1, so I started watching F1 races from there, and it's been like the only sport I've been so much interested in. I've seen IndyCar, I've seen NASCAR. They're okay, I guess, but uh, guess for a favorite, I gotta say it's F1.
Yeah, I've only been following F1 now for a couple of years
Yeah.
myself, so I'm still pretty green. I do have major respect for these guys that take these turns and at the speed that they're going at. It's absolutely nasty.
Yeah, it is. So we're just at the end of qualifying here now. Just about, well, the session has finished. Just about a minute, under a minute left, and then we're gonna go to the race. Do we have the formation lap on?
Oh,
Okay, bit here because it's saying no connection, but I'm getting back on. It's fine.
oh, you're good, brother.
Yeah, I know this one usually happens sometimes. Just about the end of qualifying. Sometimes it gets disconnected. I'm not sure why, but we'll get back on here now. Let's see.
So with us 100 seconds left in qualifying, we got Beefy that took the pole position. Jonathan Dunn's in second, Big McJoe in third. Looks like Dunn and Beefy kind of pulled out their cards on Big Mac. Black Stag, in fourth. Hotline Rage in fifth. Paz in sixth. IG Chevrolet Mode in seventh. Blaze in eighth. Fizz in ninth. There's Morpheus in tenth. And sadly, T-Pound in 11th.
Well, I think we'll be looking for T-Pound to make a comeback in this race too, because it's usually his style. He does like to gain a lot of positions during most of his races.
I can see him getting up towards the top five list. It's going to depend on the traffic he has to deal with. I'm not really familiar with some of these drivers, so I don't know exactly how defensive they can be.
It's the same here too on my side. I'm not sure how some of these drivers go, but it's this is the opportunity that we do get to see what actually potential they have. So it'd be interesting to see how well they drive and how well they can keep T-Pound behind.
Yeah, can take some defensive maneuvers. Um, However, they're also going to need to be able to be respectful of the racing line and cars around them. And that's part of this whole tryout session is to kind of see how people how aware they are, I guess, to their surroundings. Because do you have the rearview mirror turned on?
Actually, I don't. I heard that was a new feature in 2020, but I've never turned it on. I am just used to looking back, so I just keep doing that.
I'm right there with you. I'm able to keep my arrows in my face, and I make sure to try to leave space when necessary.
Well, I'm starting to learn how to use those arrows to exactly what they mean at what point they're, if they're like 2 arrows one, or if they get red, so you know how close a car is to you and how much room you need to give to that driver. It's one of the most important things I'm trying to learn right now. Also, driving
Oh no, we
really
lost
close.
Jigama.
Yeah. Yes, so the lobby is still a little bit, I don't, Codemasters have worked. I think they've made it a little bit better, but it still does have some issues in terms of getting disconnected. I've got back on now, just before the start here. Yeah, but I've been trying to learn how to drive, really close to a driver, just to, keep behind until you can get to a straight to go for an overtake move.
Yeah, and that's become one thing that's on this game that's made it a little bit tougher.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of settings, though, I have to ask though, both, what settings do you usually drive with in terms of like traction control and that kind of stuff? Oh, and we're getting to the start here. And Beefy got away really well on this one.
He is gone.
Jonathan is trailing him just behind, though. We got Jigma Joe going in third. T-Pound is already one position up in P10. Just keeping an eye on him down at the back there. But I think Jigma Joe has been disconnected, so I'm not sure if he's back on us yet. He is ghosted. His AI is driving pretty well so far, though.
I have noticed that as well. I was watching last night. The AIs are gaining time. 3-second time penalties for fifth. Unfortunately, already we are just in lap one.
Yep, and T-Pound now up into P9.
Todd has moved up. Oh, nope. They're back and forth.
Oh, Alkaline just went a little wide there.
Looks like we lost Morpheus as well. Todd just got a warning for that. Kind of went a little off track. Jigma Joe is back.
Alright, it's good to have him back. He's going to try and gain some time off of Jonathan there. Oh, Chevrolet is making a move here. He's up into P5.
Behind FIFA. FIFA putting down the fastest lap.
I got Alkaline getting really close to Chevrolet here right now, just looking for a gap to make a move on him.
Black Stig just moved up into P3. For one reason or another, Jigma Joe is still ghosted.
Yep, he is still ghosted. He might have gotten disconnected again. Chevrolet is about to catch up to him as well here. He's going to be trying to take away that P4.
Black Stig made quite a comeback last night. I would not doubt that he's going to give Beefy a run for his money this evening.
It will be interesting to see him get past Jonathan and go after Beefy here.
Pushing. Try to get rid of that. I think he might have 6 seconds. Oh, Dunk just got himself to 3 seconds.
I got Todd trying to probably go for a move on Alkaline here. He's going on the inside, and let's see if he can hold this.
He has done burnt up his overtake button.
Yep, he used that all, so there's no more for him there. Got Beefy with the fastest lap there. He's driving pretty well out in front. He's going to have to keep Jonathan just behind him. 2.3 seconds that gap is. He's trying to build it as much as he can. We got someone off in sector 1.
That Sig is crawling up the gearbox of Dunk. Definitely within DRS zone. We're on lap 3, so we should have DRS activated.
So interestingly, we have this little graphics on the bottom of our screen, so we're actually able to see when these guys are using overtake and when they're using the DRS.
Yep.
I do like the new feature they added, that it actually shows you how many meters you're away when you're actually going to be getting the DRS. Jigma Joe is now down to P5, Alkaline up to P4. Black Sig is getting pretty close to Jonathan out in front here. He might be going for a move here pretty soon.
Watching this, looks like we might be getting a tire-to-tire combat. Within 2 to 3 tenths of a second behind him. Let's make this turn. Looks like he might be trying to make a move here shortly. Oh, he just lost a little bit of time. Maybe a little bit too much brake.
And remember, Bowtie, it's all about the entry and exit into these turns that save you the time. So you make a wrong move here and you're going to actually lose just at least half a second or more sometimes to the car in front of you.
Absolutely. And we're dealing with full damage right now too. So even just a tap could actually screw up your wing pretty bad.
Yes. And we know how much it affects your driving. I mean, in yellow, it's fine to drive, but to chase another car down, it's not going to be that easy with a broken wing on yellow.
Absolutely not. That was the issue that Alkaline had last night. He got a damaged wing, and I watched him go from fighting for the podium all the way back onto the last.
And not surprisingly, we have T-Pang up into P5. I've been just having a look at where he is going all the time. No damage on his car, going pretty well.
Oh, now here's something interesting.
Yeah.
Chevy is already, I guess he's already pitted for hards, and then we've got Alkaline and Todd on mediums. The rest of the field, both of them just pitted. Everybody else was 3 laps.
Oh, and we got Alkaline off the track. He just went off. I'm not sure if he lost it and went off there, but probably that was what's happened. I'm not sure. Those tires might have just been just a little bit too cold coming out of the pits, maybe.
And Trevor now, T-Town is now in the pit. Fizz just got himself another for a 3-second penalty. I'm wondering if T-Town got himself. Yep. Nope, he did not get a wing. He just went in for some new tires.
I don't think, I'm not sure, but I don't think T-Pang had any damage from last time I viewed his car, but I think he's just taking an early pit stop. But on those mediums, do you reckon those will go to the end here? It should, I assume, because it's a 30 laps.
I like mediums for 10 to 11 laps.
Yeah.
Silverstone's not a track that's necessarily going to eat. Ooh, what a pit release. Came out right on top of Alkaline. We've got a nice wheel by wheel. Oh, it looks like Trevor, those cold tires, kind of slid out from underneath him.
Yeah, it's gonna give him just a little bit of a hard time. He's gonna need at least half a lap to get those tires up to temperature and then just get a go on Alkaline here. Because remember, Alkaline is on fresh tires here as well. So, bit of an even playing field in terms of tire life for them.
I'm wondering what this undercut for you guys putting on mediums is going to do for him.
Oh, we got FIFA Beefy in the pits.
Yeah, we got Dunk up in first with Black Stig right on his gearbox. This might be a heck of a battle to watch right here, guys.
That's going to be interesting. I'm just having a look at what Beefy is going to be going on to here. And he's on mediums.
Oh, I don't know if there's contact made between Black Stig and Dunk, and it looks like Blaze has got himself a 5-second penalty. Beating in the pit. That's really hard to prevent if you're not used to no pit assist.
Yes, it is. And Black Stig is just about 14% of ERS he has left. He's just trying to use all of it to try and catch Jonathan right now. While Jonathan just has about 20% going on with him, but he's trying to save it just up a little bit, waiting for Black Stig to try and make a move, I'm assuming. Then he's going to use it.
See if it's making a move on most goes. Makes a good pass.
So FIFA is going to try and get back up. He's going to try and get past Jacob Mojo here.
Be interesting to see. I'm willing to bet that we got Dunk and Stig are going to fit. I'm going to say it's going to come down to...
So we got both Jonathan and Black Stig in the pits right now. They're right behind each other going here. So both of them have pitted at the same time. But let's see how Beefy comes around for these two on track here.
I see Morphus is no longer ghosted. He is actually out on track. Still riding softs. So is Jigama Joe. I'm really curious as to what kind of tire conditions are going to go. Oh, no, he's actually coming out of the pits right now.
Okay, and we have FIFA coming around from the end of the pit straight, and let's see how well this works. So he does get the move done.
Already in first.
He got it done with a 1.4 second lead off of Jonathan right now. That's pretty good. So Black Stig is now in fourth. Now Morphos is still running soft, so I assume he has not pitted as yet. But let's just have a look at that. Actually he has made one stop.
He has made a stop.
Okay, so that's what I'm trying to have a look at. So no, according to this, he has not made a stop. He's the only driver who hasn't made a stop as yet. Everyone's made one stop. Morpheus has not made a stop
Correct.
as yet. So he is going to lose that P4 when he does come in because he has to use both tire compounds here.
I'm a little confused. It says Chevy is on 1 lap all apart.
But Morpheus is still ghosted, so I'm not sure what's happening with him right now. He is currently ghosted, but his AI should pit that car and get that done, hopefully there. And AI is doing that on this occasion, so he is heading into the pits. I'm not sure he will be coming back out. T-Tong is in P8 with Alkaline in front of him. Got quite a few seconds between each of these guys for gaps right now. But I think the closest is Jonathan, just under a second behind FIFA Beefy here.
Kind of like racing against Hamilton and racing against Beefy.
Yeah, because they're both in Red Bulls going.
It's kind of nice to sit back and watch these guys drive. I'm usually sitting here trying to catch up to them. Out Dunk, and it looks like Dunk is trying to make his way. It's like I don't know, I kind of want to compare this to a Verstappen Ricardo battle here.
I actually think you might be right on that one here, because Jonathan is just trying everything that he can right now to catch up and go by the BP. He's going for a move here.
He's going to take the inside line. Is it going to work for him? Oh no, he went off a little bit. Just keep it.
Alright, so he's going to have to hang back in P2 just a little bit longer. Try and get DRS again to try and get another move done, hopefully here for him.
Yeah, it looks like he's bouncing back and forth and using that overtake button right now. Trying to save some of that up. I don't know, I think if I was in his position, I'd kind of wait till I hit a DRS zone. Smash that overtake.
And there he goes, he does have DRS.
Just like that.
But let's see if he can get it done going into this turn here. I don't think he's going to be able to. He has to get just a little bit closer.
Needs to be about within a tenth to make it worth the battle. Something that we've noticed here as of recent is we're using the multiplayer cars, and if you look at the car numbers, you do not get your personalized number. We still have 33 and 23 on the track, when I know for sure that neither one of those guys use those numbers.
Yes, I've noticed that as well here. And he might have gotten a move done here because he does have DRS and is in front. But let's see if he can hold it true or if FIFA is going to come back at him. I don't think FIFA is close enough as yet, unless he uses a little bit of leg braking into this turn, but I don't think that's close enough. Yeah, so Jonathan does hold P1 for the moment going. But what is going to be interesting about that is to see how the penalties play out at the end of this race. It's one of the most interesting things I've seen so far with league races, that the penalties really do affect positions coming down to the end of the race.
Looks like our biggest battle is happening up here in the top three. It's just kind of scrolling through the field and see what we had going on.
I have Blackstick catching up to Beefy. Has DRS off of Beefy right now and going. So he's going to get in on the battle for P1 coming up here.
These spaces are almost unfair, especially with just 3 laps left to go.
Now just around 3 laps more to go here, so it's not a lot of time left for these guys to get any moves done. So if Jonathan can hold off and he doesn't have more penalties than BP, he's definitely going to get P1 at the end.
I will say I do not think I saw BP's name pop up for a penalty.
I have to agree. I haven't seen his name pop up for any penalties as yet. I have seen Jonathan on multiple occasions. Oh, and
Oh
Blackstick does
no!
he does touch with FIFA here. Both of them
FIFA
just
just got
lost a
spun.
little bit of control going, but FIFA is still in front. He didn't go past. Blackstick is still P3 going.
That just gave a definite lead to Dunk. That's pretty dominating at this point. With 2 laps left to go to try to make it a second and a half.
Just got a little bit too close to FIFA, but he didn't try and drive past FIFA, so just let him just keep the position because he messed that up just a little bit there. Was just a little bit his fault, I gotta say, because he did get a little bit too close, but it might have messed FIFA's chance to catch Jonathan out in front, as Jonathan has increased that gap now to 2.2 seconds.
Sure, your tension is running high. You're just a little stressed out. You're trying to push.
Yeah, it does
really
happen.
Easy to make a mistake.
Sometimes you just go for a move and you just can't break in time. It does happen to me a lot sometimes, so even when I'm doing the career mode, you just can't break in time and you do end up having to just touch a car in front of you. And it's either that or you're probably just going to have to go off track, and it's a split-second decision for the driver, so it's not easy to make that decision for them. That's getting very close, going wheel to wheel with FIFA. Oh, and he does touch the sides of FIFA's car and he has spun. He is getting back on track. I think he has enough time with Todd behind him to still keep that P3 going. But that puts Blackstick out of the fight for P2 here, because Jonathan is well ahead. Hopefully he can hold on.
P5 and P6, it looks like Alkaline's coming in first. I get the first place.
So Jigma Joe has been disconnected for most of this race, you have to say.
Yeah. Oh, and that's something else here. I learned something about Todd. He is on a pad and running no ABS.
No ABS. Now, definitely we have to give him some respect, because it's not easy to do that, because I've tried to learn no ABS and I just keep locking the wheels up, even though I know what gears it starts to lock up from going down when you're gearing down, but it's still so hard to control it. I don't know, but have you ever tried driving with no ABS?
Yeah, it's pretty difficult. Even sitting here with a wheel and pedals. I mean, maybe I need to set my saturation to something different. I'm not too sure, but this game seems to be way more sensitive as far as your gas and brake goes than 2019.
I know it is so much different, but it also does keep things interesting, because if you were perfect at F1 2019, doesn't mean you're going to be perfectly good at F1 2020, because they do change a lot of stuff about the track and the cars and the way they perform and everything. So it's interesting that it happens.
I really think that having the F1 drivers having some downtime and be able to sit down with Codemasters and kind of say that we don't feel like this is right, this isn't the way it feels, this isn't the way it drives. I think that helped us a lot in 2020. And I really thought that would help give me an advantage for 2020. Is that, like you just said, it's a completely different coding system, I guess is the best way you can put it. It's a completely different game, even though it's on a different season, I guess.
Yeah, it is. That's true. I mean, I think Codemasters actually had a lot of feedback from the guys, actual F1 drivers that took part in the virtual esports series. That was Leclerc and Albon and Georgia. So yeah, so those guys, I think they provided a lot of feedback to Codemasters about the game, because they did compete a lot in the esports virtual series that they had going.
Sitting here watching something back between Todd and Alkaline. Todd is catching up on Blackstick like there's no tomorrow.
Yes, I'm actually watching the same battle you are right now. He is getting pretty close going.
With NDRS on the last lap. Do we have any? Oh, Dunk wins it with gets a fast lap with a 127.9.
Alright, so let's see how this plays out.
Past him.
I had a feeling that's what was going to happen, because yeah, we didn't see FIFA get any penalties, so I'm not sure if he got any, but I had a feeling he just had to keep close to Jonathan and he was going to get P1. But really good battle up front though from these guys driving there. T-Pound coming around to take P7 now.
Morphus coming in at 8. Oh, and I guess Morphus did not have nearly as many penalties as T-Pound.
And there we go. So T-Pound is down 8, yeah.
30-second difference between Fizz and Blaze. You know, I know that position all too well, being back here in the back and having a 30-second time difference between you and the guy that's in front of you.
Yep.
It kind of makes it hard. It's a different kind of racing.
Oh, and Blaze goes up to P9. And that's the end. Let's see how. I also have to have a look at how this final field comes up, because sometimes something might change. But Chevrolet is in 9th. And there you go.
There you go.
I know that was going to happen, man.
Yeah, he gets the driver of the day. You called it at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah, I did. I knew how this guy drives, and I knew I didn't have the, you know, experience having the view of the other drivers, all of them, but you know T-Pan, how he drives. It's usually what he does. He loves getting...
He's consistent.
Yeah, he's very consistent in terms of his driving, so that's expected of him. But let's see if he can keep that going in the... when the actual season begins. So there we have it. We have 2 Red Bulls. Yeah, 2 Red Bulls on the podium.
Wow. 6 seconds, 6 seconds, 9 seconds. The penalties were Todd. Oh, that's unfortunate.
So if you're a driver that avoid penalties, it's really good for you in terms of these races. Yeah, so FIFA didn't get any penalties. Jordan got 2.
Yeah, you just got to keep it in between the lines, man. That's really all it comes down to.
Yep. I know, you know, sometimes it's so easy to just try. You see a gap and you just want to go for it to get an overtake done, but sometimes it just results in more heartache. Yeah, but good job to T-Pound, man, for getting driver of the day, and good job for FIFA Beefy and Jonathan for P1, P2. They really went good at it for that position there. Both Red Bulls. But, you know, it was a really good battle out in front. There we have it. It's always a good race at Silverstone. I was wondering if we were going to have any safety car or VSC is happening in this race, but you know,
well, especially with it being full damage, I kind of expected it.
Yeah, I was probably hoping, you know, maybe we would have that happening, but it was good to, you know, have the guys drive that way. They drove pretty clean, I gotta say. We have just one minor incident to the guys getting into a little what do you call it? A little fuss out in front, trying to fight for positions, but you know, it happens. Can't always put it on the drivers, because they are pushing pretty hard to, you know, get their positions and just getting there as much as they can. But that was a pretty good race, though, I gotta say. It was nice doing the commentating with you do both. I look forward to doing it for every race that we're gonna have for the season, for the tier. Yeah. Well, we're gonna be doing tier 1 basically.
Yep, and we're gonna be commentating the people that we're both used to seeing, so it should be a little different. Yeah. I think I just actually got a message. I'm not seeing it right now. I could have sworn that I just got asked that we would stream and commentate again, but as soon as I clicked on it, it disappeared on me.
I'm now going into the Discord to see if I'm seeing anything.
I'm trying to...
I'm seeing something about an next stream or something.
Maybe it got deleted.
Probably, I'm not sure. But it was a really good race still, you know. Do a, what do you call it, a double commentary with you on it. Yeah, it was pretty good.
There
I enjoyed that one.
he said, do another stream, please. Need invite.
Yeah, I see Morpheus saying it in my comments here. He said, commentate again.
Oh, that was fun, man.
Yeah, that was really fun.
To it. We definitely need to get some more practice in, and I think this is gonna be great.
Yeah,
Looking
it
forward
is.
to kicking off this season, buddy.
I think it's gonna be a good season, though.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. Are you gonna stick around, or are you gonna race, or what?
I might have to get off a little bit. I'm not sure if I'll get to be back on, but I'll let you know. But it was good.
All right.
It was a good experience getting that done, though. Thanks to all the guys who were driving. Really good race, and congratulations to T-Pound for driver of the day. I can't say it's surprising to me. It really isn't, because the last race I've streamed for T-Pound, he got driver of the day. He's always getting it. I don't know. He just always gains the most positions. You got to say.
That's funny. Yeah, he's a solid driver. At the beginning of the season last year, I was talking all kinds of mess about how I was going to take him on, and
Yeah.
I opened my mouth and put my foot in.
Yeah,
All right, buddy. Have a
he's
good.
really fast, but we'll see. We'll have to set up another session and do this again, because I think the guys
Yes,
really
sir.
enjoy it. So, guys, I enjoy it a lot too. But for now, we're off. Thanks for doing it with me. Hopefully we can get this done very soon again. We'll organize something with the guys on the Discord and get it done.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Maybe
We'll catch up with you.
maybe we can do a race with it, just a little bit of rain in it. It'll be fun to see that happening.
Yep, yeah, that would be fun. That'd be fun to commentate.
Yep. So maybe we'll do that. But let's have a chat with the guys. So thanks, Botai. We'll see you guys later.
Likewise, thanks, Infinite.
Okay.